Anyway, figure I'll start. I figured out what I... First of all, no, wait. Okay, I figured out what I was gonna do. I think I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to read some shit that might be entertaining. Then again, maybe it won't. But we'll see. We'll see. And I know I won't get very nice comments, and I know I will get nice comments, or maybe I won't get any comments. But anyway, I think it's good. It's good. It's good. But this little ditty, I wrote a while back, and it's an actual apology letter to a teacher I used to have, because I said something, well, racist during class, and she made me write a letter to her, apologizing to her, and well, I hope you like it. Anyway, Beekman apology letter to teacher. When mother has had too much wine, she starts talking about something called culture of irony, which is a term that she obviously spent many a sleepless night trying to figure out for the purpose of perpetuating a high-end sort of societal dialogue between loft owners at cocktail parties. Moreover, she makes it a point to bring up the fact that I'm not only a part of this culture of irony, quote-unquote, but that invariably I am a prime example of its flawed motives and nihilistic self-affirmations. But what do these words mean, exactly? I always thought it was just Mother's standard mantra, some reserved conversation topic for when the room got too silent. But recently I've come to understand why Mother has lost sleep over this idea. More importantly, I've come to understand that when Mother starts jabbering about the different ironies present in today's youth culture, she is not so much rejecting the ideology of that culture, which most parents tend to do in an attempt to downplay the flaccidity of their age, but instead she's trying to tell me that my specific demographic tends to bash hopefulness, opting instead to engage in trajectory cynicisms that spray like vomit onto everyone's face. See, to Mother, our culture of irony represents the obsession that most people under 40 have with extricating the worst, most degrading, and or most inappropriate meanings from things that really are more innocent than one may realize. One could say that this whole shuck and jive started around the time of the Watergate scandal, which, as you know, plunged the entire country into bitterness and instilled in the American people a near instinctual necessity to second-guess and the supposed and ultimately omniscient diktats of our formerly wholesome government. As the years passed, people took this anger towards the dirty dealings and power struggles of world politics and compressed that peevish animus into a small cube of rage, which then was fitted into the smaller cube of their lives. People stopped listening to Roy Orbison and started listening to the Sex Pistols. Then people got bored of the Sex Pistols and started listening to the Clash. Then people got pissed off because the Clash got boring too, so they all said, screw it, and bought Nirvana albums instead. This culture of irony that Mother speaks of is based around that exact phrase, screw it. See, that phrase encapsulates the modus operandi of all disaffected youth. Disaffected youth are just loser 20-somethings who play Xbox when they're stoned, go paintballing, and bitch about George W. Nowadays, people rarely are able to organize their lives enough so that they can actually develop an opinion about their actions, their daily rituals, at all. Instead, people just put all their problems into a clump, like dirty laundry, and regress into an infantile mindset that pretty much writes off one's entire life as a wholly positive or wholly negative occurrence. They say, screw it, and then think that because they have no value for life and thus no value for anything, gives them carte blanche to spout whatever non sequitur or over-the-top remark that comes to mind. It is especially dangerous when it comes to race. If a person has no value system, how can they possibly filter the things they say? Assured that there will be no consequences and that everyone around them will immediately understand, one can end up saying things that were never intended to be joked about. This is the downfall of our culture of irony. Folks today who spurn faith for the sake of nonconformity will end up never taking anything in the world seriously, not even the words coming out of their own mouths. Because, well, taking something seriously would require the type of devotion to an opinion or to morals that could wreck a person if compromised. Folks today are prone to scoff at any sort of firmly held belief, any stoicism of character. They argue with scowls that all beliefs are transitory and that anyone who subscribes to a specific opinion is just setting themselves to be a closed-minded bureaucrat who will soon be proved wrong by either the evolution of science or common sense. However, this is bad because the world needs people with conviction, because those people will always mean what they say, whereas someone more apathetic could end up doing more harm by carelessly flinging racist comments around a room like so much confetti. The demographic of our culture of irony, who they are, what their opinions are, what they stand for, is made up of people who cannot make up their minds. So they stick everything in a radioactive potpourri of dirty shirts and socks, either praising the laundry of their lives or dismissing it as useless trash. The thing is, if your one has succumbed to apathy towards the laundry, you may just end up hurling your old underwear at somebody and pissing them off without even realize how important every single item of clothing can be when it comes to dressing up for the world. I'm sorry I flung underwear at you in economics the other day, Ms. Vento. So that's it. And cigarette went out. See, I write these things, and I don't know if they're any good. So, I'd like an opinion. And don't be afraid to be harsh, and don't be afraid to not be harsh. Because I know I'm extremely presumptuous, and I'm extremely arrogant, and I'm extremely something else. And I want to try and figure out what that something else is. I hope it's good. But it's not. Alright. Well, anyway, this is aimsroeld. Aimsroeld sedtodelr. Signing off. There it is.